Hello, I'm Stephen Cooley, and welcome to the Stephen Cooley Real Estate Show. On today's show, I'm very excited to have Brad Noakes on the show today. Brad's one of our top agents here at the Stephen Cooley Real Estate Group. Welcome to the show, Brad.
Thank you.
Glad to have you today. The market's hot,
Yes,
and it's hot outside. I think the index today is supposed to be over 100 degrees. So I thought I'd bring Brad on the show today, being a real estate expert, and let's talk about some things that folks can do to save energy at home, maybe keep their house cooler. I've noticed, Brad, in my own home, the air conditioner hasn't cut off in the last 4 or 5 days. It's running nonstop. I'm probably gonna get that $1,000 power bill when it comes in because heating and air takes a lot of the power bill. So, and it's air right now, not heat. So Brad's gonna give us some tips if you own a home or if you're gonna buy a home on things to just really help with the energy efficiency of the house. A lot of buyers ask us, what's the seller's power bills when they're looking at a home? And that's fine to ask that, but it's so based on people's habits. 2 people can use the power of 20 people. And so we're just gonna hit on a few of those things today to help you save on that power bill, especially when it's very hot outside. So what are our tips today for homeowners and future homeowners to help with those power bills?
the main one would be your HVAC unit. You know, that kind of uses about 40% of your electricity bill.
Right.
So cleaning your coil, you know, once a year to make it not work overtime during the summer will definitely save on energy.
Yeah, and I noticed that out there that sometimes we'll put homes on the market and people haven't had their HVACs, which are what you call these units, serviced. And you really need them to get them serviced before the air turns on and after the air turns off and before you turn the heat on. That's so important. Dirty coils can cause your air to run 28% less efficient.
Definitely.
Is one survey done. So you definitely want to have those units serviced.
Definitely. Also changing the air filter, very simple.
Gosh,
yeah, very simple, and will make it run a lot more efficient.
You know what I did? It's the best thing I've done. I went online and I have filters auto delivered to my home every 6 weeks. And when that big box comes, I have nothing to do with the box, so I go change the filters. And it's I have 3 different size filters in my home. 3 different size filters come every 6 weeks. It's the smartest thing I've ever done. And it reminds me to change them. And again, the box arrives.
Yeah.
So dirty air filters will destroy your unit. So
definitely. So another one would be replacing LED light bulbs. You know, they're a lot, 25 to 80% more efficient than your standard light bulb. Yeah. So that will.
And I tell you, if the bulbs are way up in the ceiling like here, you don't have to replace them as often either.
Exactly.
They last longer.
A lot longer, yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
I think there's somewhere supposed to be around a 30% savings on switching those light bulbs out.
Yes.
Great new invention.
Yes, sir. A programmable thermostat.
Oh yeah. We all have them. I've got one behind me right here.
Yes, sir.
Don't use the I don't use the program part.
Yeah, we all have them, but we need to program them because it'll save us about, you know, around $180, $200 just using that program.
And the program, and the great thing about it is most of us are gone 8 or 10 hours a day. So the programming will let it warm up during the day if it's in the summertime, and then maybe an hour before you come home, cool the house back down. Same in the winter, you can drop the heat and it'll bring it back, and you'll never know the difference because you're not home. And you can set these by your habits. I can set mine by my phone, so I don't know why I'm not using that.
Definitely. Reducing water heater expenses is another big one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's real simple. You can just go down to your thermostat on your water heater and turn that down when you're, you know, on vacation. Or
I think my old one had a vacation mode, but I really went to the big savings last year and I bought the tankless water heater. I only heat water now when I use it. I think the studies say that we use the hot water 5% of the time, but we're keeping it hot all the time. And so the tankless system, even though expensive to install, really lasts a lifetime. They don't wear out as easy, and you're only heating water when you need it. But you also can insulate around those pipes. A lot of times that's not code, but you can do that.
Yeah, that first 6 feet is what's really important. So, excuse me, having your weatherizing your home. Yeah. So, you know, sealing all air, you know, cracks that air can come in and out around windows, doors.
Yeah, and a great thing to do is if on a nice day, if you feel air coming in around those windows or doors, you need more weather stripping. Also, if you can see light around your door, all that air is going out through that door. So that's a really big thing to do and can be done very cheap by yourself, or you can hire a repairman and we can recommend one to come out and install that for you.
Definitely,
Great
definitely.
stuff.
Energy efficient windows.
Yeah.
I mean, those are great. They're not always in the budget for everybody, but if they're not in the budget, you can do some simple things like shades on the window, maybe tint the windows or shutters.
Right.
Yeah.
I've got one window that the light pours into, and I had tinting done to it, and you really can't tell it's tinted because the other windows aren't, but it really reduced that. If you ever see cars out in parking lots and they put up those shades, I'm not one of those folks, but if you do that, you get in your car and it's 30 or 40 degrees cooler on a hot day.
Anything
And
to
same thing with shading your house, whether it's the inside or the outside of the windows.
Yeah, definitely anything to block that sun out, for
Absolutely.
sure. R-rated insulation for your homes, making sure you're up to code on that is really important as well.
That's true, and it wasn't code to put insulation in floors 30, 40 years ago, so you might want to go back and check that insulation. Also, just a couple of final tips. You can plant trees strategically to provide shade to the house. You ever know if you stand under a tree how much cooler it is? You can provide those too, and just making sure that the house is maintained well overall, from fireplaces to anything where air and heat gets out. Brad, great tips. We've got beautiful homes for sale on today's show. We've got all the homes available on our website at StephenCooley.com. If they see a home they want to buy, or if they have a home they want to sell, how do they reach Brad?
They can call me, Brad, at 704-775-9957, or email me at brad@StephenCooley.com. Also visit my website, brad.stephencooley.com.
Great information. Look forward to having you back and talk more about some of this expert stuff. Hopefully you've enjoyed that, and hopefully these tips from Brad saves you money. That's the biggest reason we did today's show. We've got beautiful homes for sale in your area. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back. I hope you've enjoyed watching the Stephen Cooley Real Estate Show. If you're interested in advertising your business on the program, please give us a call at 803-326-2777. Join us next week for more discussions on real estate topics and help in finding your perfect home. Thanks for watching.